Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is the Angels of Politics broadcast, and I am your host, the White Collar Goon, the creative and artistic manifestation of Angels in Politics. I had just finished drinking my, juice, smoothie, something like this, vegetable and fruit. I had a little bit of, spinach, mixed spring leafy greens, whatever the fuck that is, but it wasn't kale. But you know, baby spinach and arugula, maybe, perhaps. And then we have the banana, the pear, the tangerine, the green apple, the wheat powder grass, which is a superfood, the maca root powder from, well, it says it's from Peru. Like, I didn't get it whilst I was in Peru, but that's a superfood as well. A little bit of honey, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, of course, and cayenne pepper. Somebody says, "Why so spicy?" You want the spicy just because it hits the bloodstream. Hot water, of course, the hot water, and then I'm doing this here with just water just to wash it all down. So if you find some grittiness in my mouth, well, you won't find it, but if you see that I'm doing a lot of that, it's because I'm just washing that down. There is a message that I have for you today. But first and foremost, have you had your meal? Have you broken your fast? Okay, that's fine. Like, other than that, well, I guess I did break my fast with that shake. I mean, there was a lot in there, but this is okay. We'll get you sorted maybe for lunch, maybe for dinner. We'll have a meal. Um, I'm actually keen. I'm actually keen this morning because I woke up feeling a certain way because I'm gonna have a meetup, or there's gonna be a political connection today with my homegirl Patty, and we haven't spoken since, I want to say, high school for sure, and we were in the same like middle school, but we haven't spoken in years. But so that's gonna come to fruition this afternoon, and I got a call this morning from the coordinator at a hospice center, volunteer coordinator. So I'll be meeting with her tomorrow for an interview, and I'm keen for that. Like, I'm keen as all gets out for that. So, I just want to be of service. I am in that whole like process of alignment, and I just want to be a giver. I just want to like present people with the angels in politics philosophy and philanthropy, and the philanthropy right now is just radically giving, radically so, and going into the spiritual markets. So, oh, it looks like my mother is leaving. Shouts out to that. But yeah, so that's cool. So that's not the message, of course. Well, that's just me updating you with my personal thing. I know some of you are like, we don't care about what you're doing. We could give two shits about what you're doing. Tell us about the system. Tell them about your system of synthesis, your system of synchronicity. Tell us about your system of sequence. Of course, it's the alignment, mind, body, and soul. Of course, we know life is about relationships. Life is about cultivating, sustaining, and establishing meaningful relationships. Life is about meaningful work. How do you find your work? That's your purpose. How do you find your purpose? Of course, by emphasizing, doubling down, tripling down, fully investing in your spiritual gifts so you can rise above and go up into that social dominance hierarchy, but not really just the social dominance hierarchy, but more that pyramid of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and then becoming self-actualized. And being self-actualized is your archetypal hero, archetypal superhero, meaning your gifts are you're just releasing your gifts, you're just expressing yourself, you're just doing all kinds of tremendous and wonderful things. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Um, so that's really cool. But yeah, this is the message today. I remember, well, I remember a lot of things, of course, but I remember speaking to my homie. He had came by the crib. I've known him since like growing up, like third grade, maybe second grade, like proper like kids. and we went to the same church. And I remember he was over the crib a few months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, and I was just talking to him about my travels and where I was, and looking for life to hit me, like, and not life to hit me. Life has hit me in more ways than one, but I was looking for like purpose, looking for my purpose, and you know he mentioned that me going around the world, or me moving to New York, or me moving to wherever it is that I went to and coming back was it was all right. For me, it was like a necessity. It was me. For me, I was like, I gained invaluable, skills, invaluable experiences. I mean, I transcended, to a point. But me coming back here, back in 2016 or in 2019, or various ways that I had to come back, it was me being grounded, grounded in more ways than one, and being at home, and not not finding work, and not being able to get up and do what I wanted to do. It was telling me that it was a way to humble me. Like, bro, you had to be humbled, and this humbled you by you being here with your mom and dad. Like, you not you know being able to manifest your life in the way that you want to, at the time that you want to, in the order that you want to. Like, it doesn't work like that. You're not Jesus Christ. You're not the person who can just like snap his fingers and you're a genie, and now you're a millionaire, or you're a billionaire, or you're the president, or you're the whatever, you're a diplomat, you're the ambassador. Like, that's not how it works. There's a process for everybody. And he was right by that. So I thought about like my experiences with women too, because so many people are probably wondering, like, yo, Gabe, why are you like a champion for femininity? Like, you're a guy, you're like a guy's guy, like you're like you're like a bro. Like, why are you out here utilizing this platform, using your platform, using your voice, using your energy to champion and conduct full-on campaigns? Like, you are a campaigner. You're not a politician. You're actually like an anti-politician, but like, you are like a political figure, and your whole platform is the divine feminine, and promoting confidence and self-esteem for women. And then people are like, where does this come from? And it comes from me humbling myself. It comes from me like deconstructing the ego. And I thought about the time whenever I was living in Thailand, and we were with our colleagues, the people who I worked with, as English teachers or foreign language teachers, and we used to sit outside in front of our building and chat the shit, have our meals, drink beer, that type of thing, and just pass time. We had great conversation, but we used to play a game like fuck, marry, kill, or have sex, marry, kill, that type of shit, and it's like, you pick one person in the group who you would fuck, or you would have an intimate in a relationship with. Then you have one person that you would want to marry, and I'm pretty sure you would have sex with them too. But like, marriage means like, oh, it's up. That's a whole new level. That's a whole new realm that I know nothing about. But like, you have one for sex, one for marriage, and then you have one that you could just off with his head type of person. And surprisingly enough, my homegirl Jay would always say, like, she would make all of these, like, well, and on every time we play the game, I was always the person who was killed. Like, kill Gabe, just kill Gabe, like, kill this dude. And I'm like, what the fuck for? Like, what did I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? What did I do? Why can't I have, why can't I be the person that you want to marry? Why can't I be the person, not to say that I needed that, but like, but literally, like, why couldn't I be the person you have sex with? Why can't I be the person that you marry? And it's like, because Gabe, like, you can't be faithful. That was her response every single time. Like, you're going to be killed every time, Gabe, because you just can't be faithful. You just can't be faithful, and that's that. And I was taken aback by that. I was shocked by that. I was, perplexed by that, because it's like, you haven't seen me in a relationship, so how do you know that I can be faithful or not? Like, I haven't had a girlfriend here, so how do you know that I can be faithful? I'm not dating anybody. I haven't been on dates. So, like, what constitutes faithfulness if I have no one to be faithful to? But her whole, I guess, ethos, or her mentality, or her psychology spoke to the fact that based on what I see and know from you, Gabriel, based on what we have interpreted and what we have gleaned and what has been expressed and conveyed by you, there is no way that I would ever be in a relationship with somebody like you or with you because of whatever it was apparent, like the apparent characteristics or demeanor that I had, right? And I mean, it was funny. It was jokes. It wasn't anything too serious, of course. But I mean, I remembered it clearly, and I remember one of my homegirls who was there, Sophie. She would be like, "Gabe, you treat women like pieces of meat." And I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?" Like, and I like meat. What does that mean? No, she like, but Gabe, be like, you don't see women as like human beings. You don't see women as people who have their own areas of expression. You don't see them you see them as a physical body. Oh, we know you see them as a physical body. We know that you're in enough for that. We know you want to do that, but you don't see them as the spiritual body. You don't see them as the emotional body. You don't see them as the social body. You don't see them as the psychological body or the mental body. You're not stimulating them on a cognitive sense, on a cognitive basis. You're not challenging them spiritually, emotionally. You're not empathetic. You're not sympathetic. You're not considerate. You're not compassionate as it pertains to women. But yes, Gabe, as far as the physical nature, you treat women as if they can be discarded, as if they can just be filleted and turned around and flipped around, and they're just pieces. They're just pieces of meat to you. And she didn't explain it like in this like detailed manner, but like that's essentially what she was saying. Like, Gabe, like you're not gonna get the reception, you're not going to get the recognition, you're not going to get the admiration from women because women can see that you don't admire them. It's like, it's a true thing. I mean, it was my version of like getting a slice, or in my case, it was the whole fucking pie. Like, there was no slice of humble pie. Like, I wasn't I wasn't receiving that information. They were telling me this information, but I wasn't ready to receive that information because I truthfully did not think what I was thinking or what I was doing was wrong. I did not believe in my heart, in my soul, in my spirit, in my mind, whatever what I was doing was wrong, because it's like, if you wanted a boyfriend, then you would not date me. Like, if you wanted to be married, you would not be dating me. If you wanted to have somebody who told you, you're the apple of my eye and we're going to get married and have loads of children and we're going to move to a, quiet village and just raise our kids and homeschool them, then you are not dating me. You are not fucking with me. Like, I felt like I was being honest. I felt like I was being transparent. I felt like I was being myself by not lying to you, by not projecting some false image to you, by not giving you some falsehoods. But by me being this way, by me being truthful, by me being radically transparent, well, women were like, yo, we're not fucking with it. We're not here for it. Because, like, whether I knew it or not, and I didn't know at the time, most guys are not this way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys are behind closed doors. They're not telling women what they want to hear. I felt like they were just telling women what they want to hear. And some guys are, and that's a dirty game. Like, if you are telling women, like, I want you to be the mother of my children, and I want to have a baby with you, and I want to, I want to start a family with you, and I love you, and I'm going to leave my wife for you. Like, if you are saying things like that to girls, like, that's a fucking dirty game, man. That's not even a dark tactic that I could stand behind by any sense of the word, by any means, because it's like, I'm not that way. I'm not telling women I love you behind closed door. I'm not telling them, baby, I love you so much and we're going to be together. Like, I'm not saying that. And I didn't feel like I had the need to say that when I was in high school. I didn't have the need to say that when I was in university. I didn't feel like I had the need to say that as a mid 20-year-old. I was 24 at that time, 23, 24, 25. Like, around that time. But around that era of 23, 24, 25, when I was going out to the bars, to the clubs, and I was meeting the girls who were around my age at the bars, at the clubs, at the nightlife, at the parties, like, I wasn't getting the respect, you know? I wasn't getting the respect that I wanted from them, and I was wondering why. And I'm like, man, I'm being real. Like, I'm being honest. I'm being myself. Like, why isn't it working for me? And it's because, like, these guys who they are, like, hooking up with, these guys who they are apparently having the one night stands with, they're not fucking one night standing them. They're not one night stands, or they're not hookups. They're not hooking up with these guys. These guys are genuinely interested in them. Ding, ding, ding. These guys genuinely wanted to have a baby with them. Ding, ding, ding. These guys really, like, that girl who said fuck, marry, kill, and like kill Gabe, like, after she left Thailand, she ended up finding some guy, and now she has 2 kids, like, and she's still with the guy, and she's very happy, and she's traveling the world. Like, she wanted that. Like, that was her, that was what she wanted in life. You know what I'm saying? That's what she wanted at the time. She is not I'm not gonna say any different, but there are more women like that than aren't. Put it that way. There are more women in their 24s, 25s, 26, 27, 28, 23, 29 that want to be married or want to have a mate that wants to stick with them. Only them, not their fit friends, not their well-fit younger sister, not the, archetypal, Sydney ballerina dancer that dances at the opera house, not the archetypal ice skater, not the archetypal, surfer or cheerleader, or girl who just has the look and the vibe and the makeup and the skirt and the stomach and the, like, yes, we know, like, guys like girls like that, but when women are dating, or when women are hooking up, or when women are taking guys home, there is an intuitive core mind, body, soul connection where they know, like, this guy isn't just here for my physical flesh. This guy is interested in me. Interested in me enough to, like, take me off the market. Interested enough to have children with me, and because he wants to do right by me. He wants to take care of me. He wants to provide for me. He wants to, put aside his childish, boyish ways and become a man, because now I am the woman that he wants to be the man for. Do you feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I needed that truth. I needed that truth because whilst I was working on the cruise ship, I was like, listen, I mean, I asked a lot of questions, and I understood, like, maybe there were some girls that be like, why are you so inquisitive? Why are you so keen? Like, why are you like, what don't you understand? And I was like, tell me really how this shit goes, because the joke was like, Gabe, you're not getting to play. Gabe, the women don't respect you. Gabe, like, you're getting played off. Gabe, they think you're a herb. But it was more so like, but I'm looking at these guys, and I'm looking at how they're, like, how women are fucking with them, and I'm like, it's not like these guys are, like, dead ass handsome. It's not like, I mean, all men are handsome, but it's not like these are the, archetypal Denzel Washingtons. They're not the archetypal Leonardo DiCaprio kind of guys. So it's like, what is going on? Like, are they super smooth? Are they super suave? Are they are they making you come 10 times? It's like, no, it's not that. It's like these guys are behind closed doors telling them, like, I'm in love with you, I love you, and I want to be with you, and I'm thinking, like, oh shit, this is how it's going down. This is how it's going down. This is really how it's going down. When girls are dating these boys, and they're dating these men, and they're having boyfriends, most girls at over the age of 25 are not having just casual boyfriends. Like, a girl who says this guy is a boyfriend is in the back of her head presuming that this guy is going to be the one to marry them. Not, and I'm saying, like, at first I'm thinking, like, is that true? But the thing is, like, yes, dude, like, yes, man, like, the girls in college were, like, hooking up, but not really. Like, I've already discussed that, like, not really. They were hooking up until you look up 2 years later, 3 years later, and the guys they were quote unquote hooking up with, they're on Facebook now with a kid in their stroller or in their arms, because they got married. It's because it wasn't just a hookup. That guy was genuinely interested enough to marry, interested enough, like he was keen, interested enough to like put aside all of this other shit. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing. That's a great thing. I just know that I'm not that person, and I was like, maybe if I just was myself, women would respect women would respect my honesty, and I think they still do. Unfortunately, I just have to, you have to tailor your approach. Unfortunately, you're probably going to be more attractive to women who have been married before and now they aren't married anymore. Like women who probably have been married or have had a long-term relationship or has been married and been divorced and they've refinanced on their home and now they got away from the home and now their kids are a little bit older. Now maybe now their kids might be in college. Maybe like now I mean I'm at a certain demographic. I mean now whereby now I'm at a point whereby when I meet a certain demographic, then I become like maybe a respectable guy again. It's like, okay, we like guys like you because, like I've been there, done that, had the marriage, had the kids, now I'm not married, now I'm divorced, now I just want to, live my life. Now I just want somebody to be nice to me. Now I just want somebody who can listen to me. Now I want somebody who has a good personality. Like whatever the case may be, like, and not saying those girls who are 23 and 22 or 25 or 27 don't feel the same way. It's that they still have that, almost some of them still have that burgeoning feeling that like I should be married. I want to be married. At least I would like to date a guy who wants to marry me. That type of thing. Like they're really not that comfortable dating a guy casually, knowing that this is fucking casual. Like, you know what I'm saying? That this is like as casual as they're gonna get. Like, trust me. Like, I know you're used to guys falling for you. I know you're used to guys saying, baby, please don't go anywhere. I'm gonna be so upset that you fuck somebody else, and you're gonna meet me, and I'm telling you, you should fuck somebody else. You should yeah, if you're dating me, if you're hanging out with me, you should fully express yourself in any way that you see fit, because like this is what it is. Like this is like really what it is. But I had to like deconstruct that. I had to really humble myself. I mean, and when I say humble myself, I didn't like do this on my own. Like life forced me to humble myself. Like, due to the fact that when I was going out in China, my quote unquote quiet, well, he's not quiet, but like anybody who was like around me in a sense is going to be classified as quiet. But like my quieter roommates were winning, were getting respect from women, like as far as the eye could fucking see. And it wasn't it wasn't happening with me. And I'm like, is my game that bad? Am I that ugly? Am I that? And probably a little bit both. Like, yeah, man, maybe you're not that attractive, or not as attractive as you might think you are, and yeah, maybe your game isn't as good as you might think it is, or maybe your approach isn't as cool as you think it is, or maybe you're not as suave. And all of that shit was true, for sure it is. But then I had to really think about it. It's like these guys have a presence that isn't as forthright as yours. Like maybe these guys are they are chill. Like whenever me and my homeboy, and this guy's a black guy too. He's dark skinned too. He's taller than me. So like in the sense, like if I'm intimidating to Asian people or Asian girls, like and being me living in China, you would think he would be intimidating too, because it's like you're dark skinned, you're black, you're a black male, you're he's in shape, or relatively so it's like we would appear to be evenly killed, even though he's a little bit taller than me. But it's like, no, like when we were approaching, like we approached some girls, I forgot where they were from, I don't know, like Philadelphia or some shit like that, these two white girls. But like I remember at the bar, like it was yesterday, where the homegirl, like, well, my friend is talking to this friend and I'm talking to this friend, and we're both all having conversation because they're sitting at the bar together. And the girl turns around and looks at me, and like she looks at me and she looks at my boy and says, like, how are you two even friends? Like, how are you two, like, even, like, compatibly, like, friends? Like, she pointed to my boy Quan, was like, yo, you're, essentially, you're like this, and you're a nice guy, but you, she comes to me, like, how does this work? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you have a guy who's like this, and then, you have the guy who's, like, more mild-mannered, who has the more of the mild temperament, and who's, like, quieter. You know how it works. That guy was the one who was that guy was beating off women with a stick. Like, I mean, it was ridiculous how women, were after him, and it goes to show, it's like, Gabe, man, like, you gotta chill. Not even you gotta chill, but it's like, you're in the wrong place. That's what it really dawned on me. Like, you're in the wrong place. For what I am, for what I'm doing, I need to champion femininity. I need to be a public speaker. I need to be on the platform. But, like, me going to girls at the bar who are in their 20s is like, nah, they're not having it. they're, they're not having it at all. Collar gun.